Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Ref's View. It's me today. It's only me, but boy, have we got some stuff to talk about today. Plenty to talk about. And what we'll do at the end is we will put the link in the comments so you can come and have your say. If there's any decisions you're not happy with, or you want clarification on, or if there's a rule you don't understand, all of that will be discussed today. We'll be discussing red cards, penalties, and what the PGMOL actually does, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, we have all these referees, but what do they do? They're full-time referees. So we'll be discussing all of that for you today. So get your comments in. I want to hear from you throughout the whole stream. I want to hear your thoughts, everything that you think about referees. I want to hear it all. Right? I want to help you. I want to engage with you as we do this, and make sure you do get them comments in. But before we get into all of that, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. DC straight in there. Yes, he should have, because he nearly split an 18-year-old's knee in half. We'll get into that. We absolutely will, because there's a thing about this that I really want to talk about as well, which is what happened against Leeds. Right, that is very key, and that's something I absolutely do want to talk about. But as I said, the link will be posted in the description for you, in the comments, for you to come on and have your say once we've finished the main bulk of the show. But I suppose there's only really one place to start, and that is the 2 red cards at Villa Park last night. One of them was a straight red, obviously VAR overturning that straight red. The other one was obviously a double yellow card, double yellow. And yeah, we'll get into them. I've got some pictures as I did last week, just to sort of show you guys what the thinking is behind it, so it gives you a bit of a visual. The first one obviously we'll look at is the John Stones one, and this is the picture, and it was bad, right? It's again a high foot, it's reckless, doesn't make contact with the ball. All of these things that VAR is looking at. But yeah, as you can clearly see, John Stones is making contact with Ramsey's knee, or just below the knee, something around that, and you can definitely see it as the knee area that we're looking at. As you can see in the other picture, the referee didn't take too long looking at it either. Right? Let's make that abundantly clear. The referee didn't take too long in making this decision either. It was very much a couple of looks at it, and he initially gave a yellow card. Now I can understand why he's initially given a yellow card, because when you're reffing and the speed of the game, and it's much harder than it is on grassroots, because the speed is just absolutely monumental. The speed is something that really does affect referees and their decision making. This one though, it was just a bad tackle from John, a really bad tackle from Stones, as you can see in the picture, and for me it was reckless. It was high, didn't make any contact with the ball. Now the comparison I want to make is the one from the Leeds United game. Now I did have the picture, but I don't anymore. But again, it was very similar in terms of the height of the contact, all of that. It was just very reckless from Stones there. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys make of that decision? Do you think the referee got it right? Do you think after VAR, obviously I know VAR's had to have a look at it, but did you think the referee got it right? I would love to hear from you. As I said, all these shows are for you, not for me, for you. DC saying, I don't know what Matty was thinking. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Other angle looks a bit worse. Yeah, but obviously we'll look at the angle that the referee was predominantly looking at. That was the angle the referee was looking at. So that's the angle we'll look at as well. Obviously, there are plenty of other angles, and you can put it in slow-mo, you can speed it up. I've never liked it in slow-mo. Never, ever have I liked seeing tackles in slow-mo, because they always look worse. Stones is overrated, in my opinion. Well, we're here to discuss sort of primarily refereeing, but look, Stones has had a good season. Is a lot of that because of Diaz, or is that because Stones has got better? I couldn't tell you. Probably a bit of both. I think a bit of it is Stones has got better, but also a huge amount of it is the fact that he has got Diaz next to him, and very much like the Van Dijk, Diaz clears up the crap for Stones, doesn't he? Lanzi saying Stones channeling is inner John Stones. It was a mistake, but it also means that he's now out of the cup final against Spurs. So, but for City, what, they replaced John Stones with Laporte, so doesn't really affect City, does it? This is the issue of City. They've got so much depth in every position that a suspension or an injury really doesn't harm them. I mean, they spent quite a long time without Kevin De Bruyne. So, yeah, I mean, for me, City are just their unreal depth at City. But guys, yes or no in the comments, did you think that Stones should have been sent off? Obviously, initially a yellow card, given upgraded to a red card. My personal opinion, I think it was a red card. I do think it was a red card. And if I was VAR, I would have recommended overturning it straight away. I wouldn't have even had. I mean, of course, we want the referees looking at the monitor, but I think you could have given that without actually having a look at the monitor. But we do want these on-field referees making the decisions, right? This is what we've been calling out for ages. So, look, you can't complain about the referee checking it. It didn't take too long either. It was a perfect use of VAR this week. Daniel, big up to yourself in the chat. Refs view time. Absolutely. It's a red, yes. I totally agree. It was reckless. It was high. There was so much going on for it, but yeah, it was definitely a red in my opinion. And yeah, look, we all make mistakes, but it didn't cost City. Lanzi 100% a red. Yeah, I don't think anyone's disagreeing. It was very Stonewall, but I can understand why the referee's giving you yellow initially, obviously, with the whole pace of the game. The pace of the game is mad. Even in grassroots level, the pace of the game, like 1 minute you're down one end, the next minute you're sprinting that way. So the way it is mad. Daniel saying, is Lingard fit for Saturday? I think so. I haven't heard anything about Lingard being injured, but if he is, that'll be a huge blow. Big game this Saturday, isn't it? It is West Ham versus Chelsea. Does the winner of this get top four? That's what I'm excited for. Obviously, we'll have the match reaction of Chelsea versus West Ham right on this channel. So look no further, right? Look no further than this channel. And at the end, at the end of these match reactions, I'm going to start opening the phone lines so you can have your say as well. We're just wanting to get you more involved. It's not about me. I love making the content, but I love making it for you. So I'd love to get your opinions on that as well. Hence why we're also going to open the phone lines later on today in this show. But please even subscribe for me with notifications on. Massively helps. Means you won't miss another video. But moving on to the next one. And it's this one. What in God's name was Matty Cash thinking? He's on a yellow card. If someone can explain to me what Matty Cash is thinking, I'd love to hear it. Because it was stupid. It was stupid, right? You're on a yellow card. You don't get the ball. You get 100% of the player. What are you expecting? What were you expecting? So yeah, and look, Villa weren't great themselves, but don't put yourself in that position. And this is again why don't overhype these young players. Yes, Matty Cash is a great player. But this intelligence right there, it's why he's not ready for a big move. He's had one season in the Premier League making this mistake. It was a mistake, right? Let's not beat around the bush. It was 100% a mistake. This was a mistake, but it was definitely a second yellow, definitely a red card. You just can't argue. It's the most Stonewall second yellow you're ever gonna see in your lives. But again, what do you guys think? Do you think it was a second yellow, or do you think it was harsh? I mean, if you're gonna disagree, I'd love you to tell me why, because I'd be even more confused if you disagree with that, because it's if anyone gets a yellow card for that, it's late. You get all the play, you don't get the ball. I mean, it was stupid, and it means Matty Cash obviously won't be in the next Villa game. Also, if you saw on Twitter, obviously before the game, Villa using Matty Cash, obviously a subtle hint there to City and their opposition about the Super League. But I would love to hear from you again. I want to hear from you and your thoughts on that. Daniel saying, get Lanzi on 2, need a West Ham fan for it. I assume he's fit. Lanzi saying, absolutely. I'll definitely be linking up with Lanzi to see if he wants to come on for that big game for both teams, right? Big game for Tuchel, big game for David Moyes and West Ham. And if David Moyes and West Ham wins this game, that's advantage West Ham going into the final 5 games or however many games there are left for you lot. I think it's around about the 5 mark. But yeah, that's going to be a good game. Tonight, 11 o'clock, late night, Let's Talk. A new show coming. And we're just looking for good, positive energy for it tonight. Plenty of fun things to talk about. We're going to be talking about our favourite moments in football. The Leicester champions, all of that. So make sure you tune in for that as well. So that was the 2 decisions from the West Ham game. Now, there's 2 decisions from the Spurs game, the Spurs-Southampton game, that we do need to get our teeth into as well. The first one being, we'll look at the offside one first, right? It's quite clear, for me anyway. This is offside, right? For me, that. Look, you can see Lucas Moura is in an offside position. No one is debating that. The debate is he blocking the keeper's view? And the simple answer to that is yes, he's absolutely blocking the keeper's view. And for me, that is, again, Stonewall offside. Look, you don't have to touch the ball for you to be classed as offside. Let's make that abundantly clear right now. He's offside, right? He's in the keeper's viewpoint. VAR absolutely right to chalk that one off for Ryan Mason's Tottenham Hotspur. And yeah, as you can see from where Son is, where the keeper is, and who's in between, you can see that is going to have some impact. The fact that it's gone underneath the legs of the Southampton player as well is never going to help the keeper either. But Lucas Moura there, adjudged to have interfered with play, or at least blocked the keeper's view. And yeah, I mean, what more can you say about that really, apart from Stonewall offside? And you can't give it for me. Daniel saying Chelsea winning Champions League. I'm at work still when it starts. Oh, what the West Ham game? The West Ham game. I don't know what game you on about, Daniel. I don't know what game you're on about. I'd love to know what game you are on about. But again, so VAR, we've had 3 decisions and they've got all of them spot on at the moment. I'm not sure if these referees I don't know if they've been smoking something, but it seems that it's gonna work. So yeah, VAR actually working and doing what we want it to be doing. Daniel, 11 p.m. Yes, I hear you. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. Favorite memories. Oh yeah, now it makes sense. Now that comment all makes sense. Chelsea winning Champions League. I'm at work still when it starts. Yeah, now that all makes sense. Look, yeah, that's a great memory. For me, it's one of these underdog stories. Everyone loves a football love story. That's what we love to see. And for me, Leicester winning the title, Nottingham Forest winning the Champions League or the European Cup at the time, Villa winning it, Wigan winning the FA Cup. There's so many football romantic stories to be getting into. any of them. But that's tonight's show. I've got a great panel for that one as well. Matt, Andrew, and Charles coming at 11:30. We'll see what other regulars I can muster up for you as well. We'll see if any of them can come on. Sauls might be on as well. Sauls might be on, which would be absolutely mega. I know he's very much a football romantic. But the next bit and the last decision we have to talk about with VAR. Obviously, normally would cover all the decisions from the Premier League, but with the Super League, it really threw us off this week for all content creators. All content creators were thrown off with the Super League. I mean, it was Sunday night, it was announced, but obviously it got in, obviously, the Burnley games. That match reaction was a bit, you know, orientated by one thing. But yeah, it's thrown us all really. And so we've only really covering the 2 games, else we would have lots of pictures, lots of decisions to talk about. But that's why we're going to open the phone lines up to you as well. If there's any decisions you want to talk about and can rejig it in my head, because the last 3 days have been absolutely madness. They have been mad, absolutely mad. Big up to Velvishwan. Daniel saying I'm off tomorrow to Sunday. Yes, big up to yourself for them days off as well. FYI, interviews with former Premier League referees. Nah, that's not my thing. My thing is talking to you guys. It's why we do it. Don't need none of them Premier League referees here. Who the hell wants to listen to a Premier League referee? They're all shit. Unless I can book an interview with Howard Webb or Mark Clattenburg, man ain't interested. I'm not interested one bit, right? Unless I can get Howard Webb or Kalina. If I can get Kalina, Howard Webb or Clattenburg, we'll have a chat. Anyone other than that, nah, mate, they're all crap. I mean, you see the ones on Sky Sports. Who's the guy on Sky Sports? What's his bloody name? Can't remember the name of Peter. No, Peter Walton's BT, isn't it? Gallagher. Can't remember his first name. He's shit. BT have Peter Walton. He is horrific, right? If Peter Walton is saying this is going to be a yellow card, it's a red card, all right, boys? Just want to clear that up. If Peter Walton tells you this is going to be a yellow card, mate, he's getting sent off, right? That's quite clear. Anything Peter Walton says, the referees do one step above. So if he says no card, it's yellow. If he says yellow, it's a red. If he says a red, referee beats him up or something. Velvetman saying hello, Peter, who is still trying to type in the chat. Yes, he is. It was funny for a bit, but then it got a bit boring. It did get a bit boring. But back to the football, back to the reffing. Do you know how nice it is to talk about reffing and to talk about refereeing? Oh, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Florentino Perez, though, VAR, no Super League. VAR has ruled. The referee initially let you have the Super League. VAR overturned it. VAR has said no. But the last decision that we'll talk about is obviously this one. And do you know what? Big up to the referee. Big up to the referee. Obviously, VAR looking at it. Now, you can clearly see the contacts in the box. You can 100% clearly see. I'm trying to see it properly. Yeah, you can clearly see the contact is within the box. It's where initially first contact is what you're looking for. And yeah, you can't really argue that. Does anyone disagree that wasn't a penalty? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what your thoughts on that refereeing decision was, because I think it's definitely in the box, so therefore it's a penalty. Because we must remember, the lines are the box, right? The lines are the penalty box. And yeah, you have to give that. You have to give it as a penalty. But big up to a referee doing that. Could have got difficult. Could have got a bit hairy, shall we say. And yeah, I thought that was a stonewall penalty. Referee, for the first time ever on this channel anyway, I've actually said all the referee decisions for the games we looked at, I didn't really know if there was anything that happened in the Chelsea game, apart from Chelsea nearly losing. Yeah, in terms of the two games last night, referees were perfect, absolutely perfect. You won't hear me say that often, but they were good. VAR review, Perez is a snake. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Daniel saying, who's Peter? Who's Peter? Oh, Peter was a troll. He was a troll in the chat last night. We love to see it. We love to see it. The thing with haters, it makes me happy. I feed off it. I feed off those tears. I love tears. They help. They help me have the energy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Velvet Swan saying, first I thought it was a soft, but looking over it again, Steffo pen. Yeah, it's Steffo pen. I mean, it wasn't soft in my opinion. Like, the referee's given a free kick, and anyone on the pitch should probably give him that as a free kick. But the fact that the contact happened in the box, yeah, it's a clear penalty. Stonewall penalty for me. And the referee making a good decision, right? That's what I mean. We've had two games, and the referees haven't monumentally fucked up. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the referees over the last two games. I mean, they're going to mess up tonight. We all know they will. Like, referees they're gonna have a howler tonight. Probably gonna give like red cards to the wrong person and two penalties that weren't penalties, but you know, because the praise it goes to their heads. But yeah, I actually thought they did very, very well. It's Leicester West Brom tonight. I might even watch that. I might watch the game. I might. West Brom on a bit of a roll. Daniel, West Brom, they're on quite a good run, aren't they? I swear they beat you. I can't remember. A little bit of trolling from myself. But the next bit I want to look at is what do the PGMO actually do? Because we always hear of it, don't we? We always hear, oh yeah, the PGMOL and all that crap. But what do they actually do? That's what we're going to discuss now, before I obviously open the phone lines to see if any of you want to have a chat about whatever it can be, football related, of course, and ideally about referees. So that would just be ideal with the show we're doing, Ref View. But the first bit, I've actually got the text on the screen. So I'm so good. I'm too good to you guys. So it says, how is being a select group referee different? Premier League matches are officiated by select group referees and assistant referees. They meet for a training meeting fortnightly, where they perform physical and technical training sessions and analyze match videos. There are robust systems for measuring select group referees over a season. Each Premier League match is evaluated by a former senior referee who scrutinises every decision using the match footage and event data to measure the official's technical performance. Former players and managers, match delegates, assess the accuracy and consistency of making and their management of the match. Sorry, the ticker actually takes off the bottom here. That is an annoying ticker. But yeah, that for me, that just summarizes what they do. So these official referees, they meet fortnightly. They'll perform fitness tests or fitness training. Very analytical. There'll be a lot of analytical work in terms of looking as a group around matches, right? So they'll share the experiences, all of that crap. They run like a pretty much like a professional football team, right? They do their training, they do their analytical, they have coaches, they have a lot. And obviously, as I say, the measurements, obviously they're always evaluated by a former senior referee, like Whiteley, I think his name is. Mike Dean, I don't know. Some of the old referees are crap as well. Like this country has never seen many. Graham Poll, 3 yellow cards. He's probably the man who gives 3 yellow cards out to the same player He's probably looking at this as well, advising them on God knows what. But yeah, Graham Poll, gotta love him. The next one we're going to look at is what do the PGMOL do to support select group, support the select group? There's a support team which mirrors that of a football team club. Sports scientists, sports psychologists, performance analysts, operational assistants, physiotherapists, sprint coaches, podiatrists, and vision scientists are all employed to improve refereeing performance. They got a bloody lot there. Like they've got a support team which mirrors a professional team, yet our referees are still crap. You made that one add up. Technology is used as an aid too. Detailed performance analysis is supported by Opta, which provides statistical data on each match. Well, that's good. So why do you keep getting decisions wrong? Really frustrates me that, right? They got all of this stuff, right? They just don't do it. They still don't do it. It does frustrate me. But if you are new, right, and you've just come across this channel, subscribe. If you could subscribe, that would be absolutely mega. We're trying to hit 250 by the end of the week. It would be mega if we can achieve that together. It helps us in performing what we want to do for you. Help reach monetization where we can bring you more and better content every single day. So that would be ideal if you can do that and share it with all your friends, right? If one of you in the chat right now got another friend to subscribe, I have another 3 subscribers. It's buzzing. Massively helps us all that puts in the work in this. And I want you to give your thoughts on referees. So once we've gone through the last bit I want to talk about, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you to come and have your say about what you think what you think of referees and how you think we can improve referees and what you want to see do differently. What do you want done within the football world? What do you want to see? So I'm going to post the comment in the chat as we do it. I'm just waiting for my thing to sort itself out. But as I say, I want to hear from you and your thoughts on this whilst I post a link into the chat once my thing stops going really slowly. There we go. There we go. The link is in the chat. If you'd like to come and have your say about referees and what you want to see improved. The last bit I want to talk about, though, is this. What does the PGMO, PGMOL, the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, play in international football? The PGMOL plays an active role in developing refereeing standards, supporting the FA to develop referees in this country and working with the referees across the world. There's a knowledge transfer program that benefits entire confederations as well as in individual football associations. The PGMOL has 5 FIFA listed referees and 10 listed assistant referees. As you would expect, one referee with two linesmen, normally how it goes. So obviously that's why the assistants are doubled more than the referees, as you would expect. It's interesting that we've got 5 FIFA listed referees, yet we don't use them, or they're not used. I think we use 2. 2 are in use, I think. Again, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's only 2. I'm pretty sure only 2 of them are used. Mike Walliver. I can't remember the other one. I know Mike Walliver is definitely one of them. And he does get used. He's apparently one of the better referees within the English game. And that's all I really wanted to talk about today. So we've looked at a couple of decisions. We've looked at, obviously, the quotes sort of from the website, what the referees do, how it's sort of run. It gives you a better insight on what these referees are doing. They're professionals, right? They're paid professionals. It means they have to do their job. Right, in essence, we want them to do their job. But yeah, That's what I want to talk about. Now it's over to you. If you do want to come and have a chat, we'll be going for the next 10 to 15 minutes, where it's predominantly used for you. This part of the show now is for you to call in, have your say, what you want to see improve, what you don't like about referees, right? If there's a rule or what they use VAR for, maybe it's offside, but you don't like, come and have your say. We'll have a chat about it. That is what I want to do for the next 10 minutes. It's just chat to you, find out what you're happy with on referees and what you're not happy with, and all of that. But for me, these referees, it's hard to even say they're getting better. They're getting better at VAR. That's a fact, right? They're getting better on VAR, but I don't know if they're getting better overall, right? They're clearly better at using VAR, but whether we're talking about VAR or them just normally, I'm not sure how much of an improvement there really is, right? So yeah, they're getting quicker with VAR. Yeah, 90% of decisions are now getting correct, which is what we want to see. But they're still not perfect. And until we reach perfection, we've got to keep hounding them. Got to keep wanting perfection, right? We're the biggest league in the world. You should want perfection. That's my view anyway. As I said, I would love to hear your views. And it's just one of them. Referees are a tough one. What I would recommend is, if you are interested in refereeing, right, go on YouTube and type in, I think it's Referees View or Refs View, something like that. Not this show, of course, but this referee, I think it's for like a charity game or something at Blackburn Rovers. But he wears a GoPro, and you can see it from the referee's point of view. You can hear what he's saying, what all of that. I'd highly recommend you do watch that. It gives you a bit of an insight of what the referee's seeing. It also makes you appreciate how difficult it really is to see everything. It's why VAR, with VAR, there should not be any excuses. Absolutely not. But it makes you appreciate, especially in the Football League, where these decisions are made. It just shows how difficult it is. For a charity game, the intensity, the quickness of it is mad. But I'm going to end it there. I'm going to end it there. We spoke about everything I wanted to talk about, really. We spoke about, obviously, what the referees do, how it's all run. That, for me, was decent. We spoke about the 2 decisions at Villa Park yesterday. Also spoke about what happened at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 4 decisions, 4 correct calls, which is what we love to be seeing within the Premier League. Before you go, though, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Go check out our Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. I'll be giving you all the latest updates on news around your clubs on that Twitter. So make sure you do check in for that. And join us on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL. We're going to start posting little fun clips of shows onto our social media platforms to entice people. But as I say, please do share the channel with all your mates and with all your friends. Really just helps us grow, and ultimately that's what we want to do. We want to grow and have you a part of that. But a big thanks to everyone watching. We'll be back at 11 o'clock for Late Night Let's Talk. As I say, a new show, just light-hearted fun, light-hearted conversation, especially after what has happened over the last couple of days. Just something nice. We're going down memory lane, look at some of the best upsets, underdog wins. That's what we're going to look at. Some of the best underdog wins, as well as your favourite memories within football. A big thanks to everyone watching. As I said, we'll be back at 11 p.m. for Late Night Let's Talk. But big